Hey, what's up, guys? Aaron here. So, I want to talk about Celsius and where we stand, what we're waiting for, what the heck is going on. So, I'm making this video not because there's new information, but because a lot of people have been asking me and I'm seeing a lot of comments just for an update. So, that's what this video is. Basically, right now, we are waiting to see if the SEC is going to give the green light for the NewCo. Now, the NewCo is where we would get the equity, aka the stock, in this new company. So right now, from my understanding, it is the SEC's decision whether or not we can go ahead and do this NewCo plan. If not, we will toggle to the orderly wind down. Now, the orderly wind down is also part of the plan. So you'll remember last week, the judge signed off on the plan. Now, the plan encompasses the NewCo and also the orderly wind down. And I'll talk about the difference just to remind you guys the difference between the two. So this is a chart for people that had an earn claim, not convenience class, but an earn claim, which would also be people that had a loan as well. So for the NewCo, we'd get an initial crypto distribution of around 37.5%. The current prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum would put this number into the, I believe, low 40% range, maybe mid 40% range. So this 37.5% crypto distribution is connected to the current price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've made an entire video on this. I'll link it in the description. A lot of you guys disagree with me on that. That's fine. I'm not here to convince you. But basically, this is the percent back we would get back of our claim, which is locked in US dollars. So for the NewCo, if that goes through, we'd get, I'll just use these numbers, 37.5%. For the orderly wind down, we would get a higher percent back of crypto of about 44%. So let's just say 7% higher than the NewCo plan. Now, the reason is because for the orderly wind down, we would not be funding $450 million into the NewCo. So that is money that we would get back as crypto versus money that would be funding a new company that we would get stock and equity in. So that's why for the orderly wind down, we would get a higher initial crypto distribution of maybe 7% more. For the NewCo plan, we would get that stock of around 30% recovery. The litigation trust recovery would be to be determined, same with the orderly wind down. Now, for the orderly wind down, we would get some equity in mining of about 10% back of our claim amount. So we would still get something, and it wouldn't be something that during the next bull market, we would see it go up, or possibly we would see it go up a ton. It isn't really a play to make a lot of money from my understanding. If we do toggle to the orderly wind down, we would get 7.2% back in distributions for illiquid assets. So the illiquid assets for the wind down would be sold and we would get paid around 7% or so. Those illiquid investments, if we go with a NewCo plan, would be rolled into this new company, which would help value this new company. So the total recovery would be less for the orderly wind down. So basically 44% back in crypto and about 17.2% back from the mining equity and the illiquid assets. So that would be a total of 61.2% back. So 61.2 is less than the 67, which is why the NewCo plan with the stock and the equity is the one being pushed and is the one that they are going for. So again, right now we are waiting for the SEC to give the green light on the NewCo plan or for them to force us to go to the orderly wind down. That's my interpretation of it. I don't really see a liquidation in the cards. I think we would just go towards an orderly wind down. Now, for the orderly wind down, there still are quite a lot of fees, unfortunately. So there's still a $46 million plan administration fee, $12 million in distribution fees, $13.8 million for the oversight committee fee. We have $50 million for capitalizing the mining. We have another $50 million for the litigation trust. So I will pause and say that regardless of if it's NewCo or the orderly wind down, it does not affect retail clawbacks. There is probably a higher likelihood of retail clawbacks if we go with the orderly wind down because the overall distribution will be less. Basically, the higher the total recovery is, the less likely or the more we can push down how much we would have to pay in order to get out of these retail clawbacks. So those of you in that retail clawback community, the orderly wind down probably is not the best solution because this total percent recovery will end up most likely being less. it'll be less even though we are getting back more crypto. So I hope that makes sense. And going back to this slide, for the orderly wind down, there's still $35 million for professional fees and $56 million for operating expenses. So it's still going to cost $263 freaking million just to wind down the company. It's also crazy that the oversight committee is going to get paid $13.8 million. Now, this money will be paid to the members of the wind down oversight committee. So regardless of what happens, people are getting paid, lawyers are getting paid, individuals are getting rich, while the creditors get less and less. Ultimately, the quicker we can get out of this, the better. Because the longer this goes on, the more money does go to lawyers and legal professionals. Now, talking about the convenience class, just to give you guys a review, you guys that have a claim of $5,000 or less, the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum does not matter for you because you are going to get paid 70% of your claim. So if your claim is exactly $5,000, you're going to get $3,500 worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum. That US dollar amount does not change even if Bitcoin goes to $100,000 or Bitcoin goes to $10,000, you are still going to get that $3,500. For those of you in Withhold, which is a very, very small subset of you guys, 15% of your claim will be paid back in actual coins, so in the coins that you actually held, and then the rest will be paid right here. The remaining 85% of your claim will be turned into an unsecured claim. So for Withhold right here, your overall recovery is looking to be about 5% higher than the general earn claims because you are getting back some of your crypto in actual coins. So for those of you that have a Withhold claim, which is probably like 10 or 15 of you watching this, you actually do want the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum to go higher. And basically everybody except those that have a convenience class claim do want the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum to go higher. That would give us the highest initial liquid crypto distribution back. And those of you guys that are exposed to retail clawbacks, we also want the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum to go as high as possible. So I want to finish the video really quick talking about loans. Now, this is a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but there are 3 different companies. We have Figure, we have Ledden, and we also have Salt Lending. They all have their individual websites set up for Celsius customers to refinance your loans. So I will include each link below. I will also include this term sheet for each of the 3 companies. If you have a loan, you may want to check this out. Now, from my understanding, this is not going to affect how much you get back. Essentially, you'll still get your set-off treatment, which will be treated as an earned claim. But I believe there may be some tax benefits for some of you guys to roll what you get back right into a new loan. I'm not a tax expert. That's way over my head. I will include the Telegram group below for you guys for loans if you want to ask them questions. But I will include all of these links below for you guys. So guys, if that is it for the video, I just wanted to make this so you guys are still informed and you know that I have not left you guys behind. We are basically just waiting. We're waiting to hear what happens with the SEC and whether we go with the NewCo or we go with the orderly wind down. Some of you guys have been asking me about how to donate to me, or a lot of you guys are like, when I get my distribution back from Celsius, I'll send you some money or whatever, but I will include my Ethereum and Bitcoin address below, along with PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, etc. If you do have the inclination to donate, you do not need to, but if you want to, I will leave that information down for you below. Also, using my sponsored links are very, very helpful. In previous videos, I've talked about sponsors that are affiliated with me. Using those links and checking out their services are very, very helpful. And if you have donated or you've used one of my sponsors, definitely let me know and I will personally thank you. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time, talk with you soon and bye for now.